Hijacking is against the law.
Damn, I hate airports. This is all for show. Shoot, I bet you I can sneak a midget on the plane with a stick of dynamite up his
Not
ass.
say bomb at the
Y'all
airport.
hurry up. I'm trying to do it big. Damn.
Boarding pass and ID.
Due to a heightened level of security, no colored liquid or people are allowed to board a plane. Please do not bring AK-47s onto the plane.
Boarding pass and ID.
I've already showed it to her.
Sir, I need to see your boarding pass and ID.
But I just showed it to her.
I need to see it as well, sir.
But I just showed it to her, then I walked straight to you. That's all I did.
Sir, I don't have time for this. It's about time for my break, and you are stepping in on my time.
You don't have time. Shit, I'm the one with the plane to catch. I don't want to show my ID again. The only thing I did was put my boarding pass and ID away, which is why I don't want to get it out again. Doesn't that make sense? I didn't become a different person in the last 5 feet.
We got a problem here. Requesting backup.
Okay, fine. Damn. I hate damn airports.
Boarding pass and ID.
Robert Jebediah Freeman, known to most simply as Granddad, isn't just another sitcom patriarch or comedic relief. He's a symbol of generational shift, a remnant of the civil rights era navigating a world that's changed far too fast for his liking. With his old school wisdom, dramatic outbursts, and questionable life choices, he's one of the most complex characters in the Boondocks, an animated series that never shies away from hard truths, satire, or self-reflection. But Granddad's character often flies under the radar. Huey and Riley, the conscious revolutionary and the hip-hop infused misfit, usually steal the spotlight. Granddad, meanwhile, is the glue holding the Freeman household together. He's the bridge between generations, the man caught in the crossfire of progress and tradition, a war he often doesn't know he's fighting.
Damn. Large freshly popped popcorn, please, and lots of butter.
Anything else?
I asked for butter on it.
Butter's over there.
I don't want to put the butter on it. Why can't you do it?
You're supposed to put the butter on it.
I don't want to put the butter on it. I'm already paying $20 for this bullshit popcorn. I will not demean myself by putting butter on popcorn.
Why? It's really easy.
Why? Because I don't work at the movie theater. That's why.
You're supposed to put the butter on it.
If I go to Burger King and order a cheeseburger, they don't make me put the cheese on it, do they? Damn it!
I see. Just 'cause your skin is light, bright, and 2 shades from being white, you think you too good to butter your own popcorn. Well, you wrong, Lando Calrissian.
Damn it, Ruckers. Y'all gonna put some butter on this popcorn?
Granddad's very presence challenges viewers. Is he a fool, a hero, a cautionary tale, or all three at once? The Boondocks doesn't give us clear answers because, much like real people, Robert Freeman is full of contradictions. He's brash but vulnerable, outdated but wise, lovable yet deeply flawed. The layers in his personality are what make him one of the most memorable characters in adult animation. What makes this character study important isn't just Robert himself, but what he represents. He is a stand-in for many older black men who came of age in a different America, one where survival was prioritized over emotional intelligence, and respect was demanded through authority, not earned through empathy. His interactions with Huey and Riley serve as an allegory for the generational communication gap in black families. Granddad represents the old guard carrying the trauma of his generation, while Huey and Riley are the new wave, unafraid, vocal, and deeply aware of the world around them. Their dynamic shows how difficult it can be to bridge that gap, especially when love is present but understanding is not. At the heart of this story is a question: can Robert Freeman evolve? And if not, can we still love him for who he is? These are the questions that make him more than just a punchline or an archetype. They make him a mirror for parents, grandparents, and even for ourselves. In this documentary, we'll peel back the layers of Robert Freeman. Who was he before the show began? What drives him? Why does he act the way he does? And most importantly, what does his character say about aging, black masculinity, and the complicated pursuit of the American dream? Robert Jebediah Freeman is first introduced as the legal guardian of Huey and Riley Freeman after the death of their parents. He relocates from the south side of Chicago to the predominantly white suburb of Woodcrest in search of a safer and more peaceful environment for his grandchildren. At first glance, Robert appears to be the typical grumpy old man trope, obsessed with maintaining order and asserting authority. but a closer look at his background reveals a man who is far more layered than he appears. His upbringing in the Jim Crow South and his service in the military shape his worldview, making him a product of a generation that prioritized survival, order, and respectability. He often mentions being part of the civil rights movement, though the accuracy of these claims is questionable and often exaggerated for comedic effect. These contradictions add to his complexity. He wants to be seen as a freedom fighter and a disciplinarian, yet he often engages in behavior that contradicts those roles.
I'm okay, thanks. Whew, don't mess it up. Be calm. Take it slow.
Hot date tonight, huh, brother?
Yeah, it's like everything she says is perfect, but I'm taking it slow. Just getting to know each other.
There you go. Good luck, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. All I have is a 5.
All right, I'll take that for now.
But don't you think a 5 is a bit much? All you did was turn the water on and hand me a paper towel. I ain't even asked for it.
You don't have to ask for that. It comes with the service, nigga. Just like the assortment of gums, mints, lotions, and hair care products.
But I didn't use any of that stuff. I just had to pee. Now I'm happy to tip, but a 5 is too much.
Too much? For sitting a foot and a half away from piss and shit and nasty-ass farts from you motherfuckers for 6 hours straight, nigga?
Well, I shouldn't have to go to the ATM machine every time I want to use the fucking bathroom.
Nigga, get your ass away from my commodes.
Fuck you.
No, you don't. No. Get your ass back here with my mints. You lucky I ain't allowed to leave this bathroom, nigga.
Robert's motivations are largely driven by fear of chaos, of failure, and of the changing world around him. This fear manifests in his over-the-top discipline, irrational decisions, and his desire to fit in with a white suburban community that doesn't truly accept him. He wants the American dream, but struggles to align it with the realities of his family and the racial dynamics of Woodcrest. His relationships with his grandsons are also revealing. With Huey, there is constant tension. Robert doesn't understand Huey's radicalism, nor does he try to. He sees it as a threat to the order he is desperately trying to maintain. With Riley, the relationship is more lenient, almost enabling. Robert sees parts of himself in Riley's rebellious and hustler nature, which he secretly admires even if it conflicts with his spoken values.
Ow!
You're having that dream where you made the white people riot, weren't you?
But I was telling the truth!
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people riot. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
It means don't act like niggas.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. We don't use the N-word in this house.
Granddad, you said the word nigga 46 times yesterday. I counted.
Nigga, hush. No Crystal like I do. She's a wonderful woman. She's in my heart. She's in my soul. I just want to be her everything. And for your information, children, I had relations with Crystal last night.
Ew, oh, God, please.
Granddad,
Why on earth would you
Nobody
share
wanna
that?
think about your
How am I
old
supposed to have
nasty
nice
wrinkles?
dreams tonight, man?
And she didn't charge me a dime. I'm not gay, but Mo was a very sexy man. We used to call him Mo Bitches. I once saw Mo in his underwear, and it changed my life. I wish I had a father like Mo Jackson. Mo Jackson paid my rent over 50 times. Okay, this is bullshit. Mo Jackson was an ass.
Dad, Christmas is a pagan holiday, and Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
There ain't gonna be no Scrooges in this house, boy.
Look, Granddad, it's clear from the scripture that Jesus was not born in winter. The shepherds who saw the angels announcing his birth would not have been out in their fields in December. The Palestinian winters are too cold, if you believe in that sort of thing. The truth is, Christmas evolved from the Roman holiday Saturnalia, a winter festival where men gave gifts to each other. They also would get drunk, have sex with each other, and beat their wives. People would act so crazy on Christmas, the holiday was outlawed by the Protestant Church until the 1800s. As a matter of fact, the United States Congress... Granddad? Granddad!
I'm sorry, boy. What was that?
I just explained the entire history of Christmas.
But it was boring, Huey. You just blah, blah, gay sex, blah, blah, Congress. You know, you gotta be interesting. You're gonna talk me to death. Talk. Golden shower? Sounds like a nice gift to me. What? Shoot, I wish somebody gave me a golden shower. 1, I like gold. 2, I like showers. Put it together. Hey, that sounds like the life.
But Robert isn't just a one-note character, he's lonely. He's aging, and he's trying in his own flawed way to be a good guardian. He attends community events, tries to date, and even pursues business ventures, though most are scams or doomed from the start. These moments of vulnerability show that underneath the yelling and posturing is a man trying to stay relevant in a world that no longer makes sense to him. Robert's contradictions make him compelling. He claims to value education, yet he dismisses Huey's intellect. He preaches responsibility but frequently makes irresponsible choices. He craves respect but often acts in ways that undermine it. This duality is intentional. It reflects the internal struggle of a man who never had the tools to emotionally evolve but still wants to be seen as more than a relic of a bygone era. From a narrative standpoint, Robert is the necessary anchor. Huey and Riley's ideologies, revolutionary and nihilistic respectively, require a counterbalance. Robert is that balance. He's the voice of tradition, of caution, of misguided but well-meaning authority. Without him, the Freeman family would spiral into chaos. His presence allows for the exploration of intergenerational conflict, making the family dynamic one of the most realistic and emotionally charged elements of the show. His moments of humor, too, are telling. Whether it's his infamous itis restaurant idea or his attempts at speed dating, Robert is often the punchline. But that humor masks deeper commentary on capitalism, on loneliness, and on the lengths people go to chase happiness. The absurdity of his schemes highlights the desperation of a man clinging to relevance and financial stability in any way he can. So who is Robert Freeman? He's not just a grandfather. He's not just a disciplinarian. He's a man who has lived through pain and triumph, who's trying to do right by his grandkids while fighting his own inner demons. And it's that struggle between the man he is and the man he wants to be that defines him. Robert is a mirror. For older viewers, he represents the burdens of aging and the fear of being left behind. For younger viewers, he's a cautionary tale of what happens when you stop listening and growing. And for everyone, he's a reminder that behind every loud voice is a story waiting to be understood.
He sure looks like a handful.
When he gets like this, I just don't know how to make him stop.
Have you ever tried beating his ass?
You do realize that light-skinned hoe is a hoe, right, Granddad?
Don't cuss, boy, now. Watch your mouth.
I didn't cuss. I said hoe.
Riley, don't think because I'm driving I can't come back there.
I don't see what the big deal is. Just saying hoe. Ow! You stuck Granddad!
Watch your mouth here.
Granddad! Riley, stop! Or we are going to die!
Now, I bet you won't say it again.
Hoe.
Oh, I got the hoe.
Watch the road, Granddad!
If your erection lasts more than 4 hours, you have to seek immediate medical attention.
4 to 6.
He didn't.
Oh.
Oh, Robert, the man's dead. Can't you let it go?
I can let it go now, cause he's dead, and I'm not. Oh, Mo's dead, dead, Mo's dead.
You two are just the same. Stubborn dumbasses.
Tell the Robinsons I'll pay for all the damages. I'm very sorry. It won't happen again.
Man, what was up with them? They was tripping. What we got to eat?
Come here! Get your little butt over here.
We all know that the images we see can...
Get the hell out of here. You ain't stealing my man. Hey, man. Hey, hold on. Hey, get on. Yo, just...
Dude, you got f***ed up by that old ass man.
One of Robert Freeman's most defining traits is his obsession with respectability. He wants to be seen as a proper, respectable citizen, especially in Woodcrest, where he is one of the few black residents. This manifests in everything from his wardrobe choices to how he disciplines Huey and Riley. But what does respectability really mean to Robert, and why does he cling to it so desperately? Robert came of age during a time when respectability was survival. For black Americans in the Jim Crow era, dressing well, speaking properly, and following the rules weren't just social niceties, they were forms of self-protection. Assimilation was often equated with safety. That belief system stayed with Robert, and it colors how he sees the world and raises his grandsons. He constantly criticizes Huey for his radical views and militant stance, seeing them as threats rather than insights. For Robert, rocking the boat means inviting trouble. He believes in working within the system even when that system clearly wasn't built for him. This is the essence of respectability politics, the idea that marginalized people must conform to dominant cultural norms in order to be accepted. Robert's efforts to gain acceptance in Woodcrest are often sad and telling. He attends HOA meetings, hosts garden parties, and even attempts to bond with his overtly racist neighbor, Uncle Ruckus. These attempts almost always backfire, underscoring the futility of trying to conform in a space that fundamentally rejects your identity. Still, Robert persists. He equates acceptance with success, not realizing that it comes at the cost of authenticity. His desire for respectability also creates distance between him and his grandsons. Huey in particular sees it as a betrayal. Where Huey is unapologetically black and radical, Robert wants to be palatable and non-threatening. Their clashes reflect a larger generational rift in the black community, the old guard that believes in fitting in versus the new wave that demands to stand out. This pursuit of properness extends into Robert's personal relationships as well. His dating life is often played for laughs, but it also reveals his insecurities. He wants a partner who embodies traditional values, someone who will boost his social standing. Yet he often falls for the wrong women, blinded by appearances and status. These failed relationships mirror his broader failure to connect with others on a deeper level. Even his name, Robert Jebediah Freeman, speaks to this tension. It's a name that sounds historical, even presidential. Robert takes pride in his lineage and what the Freeman name represents, but he rarely lives up to it. His actions are often at odds with the dignity he claims to represent. This internal contradiction is never resolved, and that's the point. It's a commentary on how respectability can become a mask rather than a path to self-actualization. Still, Robert isn't simply a sellout or a coward. His choices come from a real place, from trauma, from fear, from experience. He genuinely believes that playing by the rules is the best way to protect his family, and in a twisted way, that belief has some merit. But the world he grew up in no longer exists, and the rules have changed. His inability to adapt is both tragic and deeply human. Respectability for Robert is a double-edged sword. It gives him structure and identity, but also limits his growth. It alienates him from his grandsons and prevents him from embracing a more honest version of himself. Through Robert, the Boondocks critiques the idea that fitting in is the ultimate goal. Sometimes the cost of acceptance is authenticity, and Robert pays that price every day. If Robert Freeman is known for anything beyond his belt-wielding outbursts, it's his frequent, often hilarious clashes with the world around him. Whether he's beefing with neighbors, getting duped by shady business deals, or misinterpreting modern slang, Robert lives in a state of perpetual conflict. These conflicts aren't just comedic devices, they serve as metaphors for a man out of time, someone whose worldview hasn't quite caught up with the world he lives in. His most iconic battles are usually with culture itself. From misunderstanding hip-hop culture to his disdain for Huey's activism, Robert is constantly butting heads with modernity. He tries to assert dominance in a world that no longer rewards his methods. This results in both tension and humor, but beneath the jokes lies a deeper sadness. Robert is becoming obsolete, and he knows it. Take his infamous beef with Colonel H. Stinkmeaner, for instance. On the surface, it's slapstick comedy with over-the-top martial arts and cartoon violence. But symbolically, it represents Robert's battle with his own rage, pride, and fear of being seen as weak. Every time he squares up, he's trying to prove that he still matters, that he can still fight for something. The absurdity of these battles underscores how disconnected he is from what really matters. Then there's Robert's long-standing rivalry with Uncle Ruckus, who embodies internalized racism and self-hate. Robert doesn't engage with Ruckus in a meaningful way. Instead, he tolerates him, sometimes even enabling him. This dynamic exposes Robert's reluctance to confront systemic racism directly. Rather than challenge Ruckus's ideologies, Robert often laughs them off or pretends not to notice. It's easier for him to avoid confrontation than to engage in ideological warfare.
La-dee-da-dee-do. Look like we got us the winner of the Lucky Nigger of the Year award. They must think the sun shine out your ass.
Mr. Wanslow's been very nice.
Yes. They must think you Sidney fucking Poitier. Well, I've been working for Mr. Wansler for 20 years. I ain't never got invited to the party. Shoot, he don't even let me use the front door. But you wouldn't know about that now, would you, Mr. Tibbs? Oh, yeah. They must think your shit smell like spring daisies and cinnamon. Congratulations, Robert. I told you a nigga that black couldn't fight. Woo! Good going.
Listen to your black ass talk all day about how much you can't stand black folks.
Ain't two of them in the history of the world that's worth a squirrel for.
Oh, how much you love white folks?
Best thing the good Lord ever did for the planet Earth.
Ruckus, you black as ace of spades, man.
I don't see the need for you to go and insult the man after a game of checkers. We've been reminiscing all day, looking in each other's eyes, acting like we like each other. Now you gotta go ahead and remind me of my ailment.
Ailment?
That's right. You heard of vitiligo? Shoot, well, I got re-vitiligo. Every year my skin just seemed to get blacker and darker and blacker and then more darker. It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson got. Lucky bastard.
Robert's dating misadventures also provide ample conflict. From being conned by Crystal to awkwardly flirting with younger women, his pursuit of love often ends in humiliation. These encounters reflect his longing for companionship and validation. Robert still wants to be seen as desirable and successful even as age creeps in and societal roles shift. His failures in love are less about romance and more about identity. He wants to feel alive, wanted, and needed. But perhaps Robert's greatest conflict is internal. He wrestles with regret, loneliness, and the feeling that he's failed his family. He tries to cover these emotions with bravado, jokes, and routines. But the cracks show in his rare moments of vulnerability, in the quiet scenes where he's alone with his thoughts, or when he gazes at old photographs. These are the moments when the comedy fades and the tragedy emerges. Comedy in Robert's case is a shield. He uses it to deflect pain, to maintain control, to avoid deeper conversations, and the show is brilliant in how it balances these tones. One minute you're laughing at Granddad's ridiculous schemes, and the next you're sympathizing with a man who feels lost in his own life. That tonal whiplash is intentional because real life is often just as messy. His frequent conflicts with Huey and Riley are the most emotionally charged. These aren't just generational disagreements, they're ideological wars. Robert wants obedience, Huey wants justice, Riley wants freedom. These competing values clash in almost every episode, but despite the yelling and punishments, there's love in that house. Misguided, flawed, inconsistent love, but love nonetheless. So, when we laugh at Robert Freeman, we're not just laughing at a funny old man. We're laughing at the human condition, at the awkwardness of aging, at the confusion of trying to stay relevant. And that laughter, as biting as it can be, is filled with empathy. Robert doesn't always get it right, but he never stops trying, and that makes all the difference.
Glass? I don't need no glass. I takes mine to the head. A full day's supply of vitamin C. Ow!
Boy, have you lost your mind? How are you going to drink my orange juice out of the carton? I don't know where your nasty lips have been. What the hell is thuggin' love? Who would want thuggin' love? Is that when you make love to your woman, then right before that special moment, you beat upside the head, snatch your purse, and throw it down the stairs?
Hey, yes, I totally understand. Would you like some cheese?
Did you just offer me cheese?
Yes, I did.
I'd love some cheese, thank you.
This damn thing looks real.
Can I have my gun back? Oh, son of a...
A garden party? Yeah, boy. I might go buy some sandals and new underwear.
Oh, you shot me. Granddad tried to assassinate me.
Boy, what did I tell you? This is the new white man. He's distinguished.
Granddad, I do not sip tea with the enemy. You can force me to go, but you cannot force me to be someone I'm not.
The hell I can't. You're gonna go, and you're not gonna embarrass me in front of my new neighbors, or I'm gonna beat your ass.
Why can't we be ourselves, huh? Why can't I be me? Are you ashamed of us?
Very. Attacked by dogs and fire hoses.
Were you attacked?
I don't know what difference that makes.
Because it's like the whole generation tries to take credit for what happened to some people.
That's ridiculous. Now, see, well, you know, what had happened was...
Oh, man. I missed it. Was it bad? Did they do the thing with the fire hoses?
What do you think, chump?
Damn. What's eating you?
A goddamn German Shepherd. That's what's eating me. Where was you?
I had to go back to the apartment because I forgot my raincoat.
You went to... This nigga went to get a motherfucking raincoat.
I can't believe you.
We all been watching the same news. The police been doing this fire hose thing all week. I just assumed we'd all wear our raincoat.
Damn it, Robert. Who the hell shows up to a march with a raincoat?
Bet you wish you had your raincoat right now.
You son of a bitch!
Remember what that bitch said!
Who actually got hit with the fire hose ain't important. Now we're going to this party, and your black asses are gonna behave. If I'm lucky, I'll find myself a nice white woman with a flat booty who will listen to my problems.
Family is the reason Robert uprooted his life, took in Huey and Riley, and constantly struggles to maintain control in a household full of chaos. But what does family really mean to Granddad? Is it obligation, legacy, or something deeper? This chapter explores how Robert defines, maintains, and occasionally fails in his role as the Freeman family patriarch. Robert's decision to raise his grandsons is often portrayed as both heroic and problematic. On one hand, he steps up when no one else will, offering them a home, food, and a semblance of stability. On the other hand, he is ill-equipped for modern parenting. He relies on outdated discipline methods and avoids meaningful conversations. This duality reflects a common issue in many households: love without communication. Huey, the revolutionary, often stands in ideological opposition to Robert. Their dynamic is strained, not because there's a lack of love, but because there's a lack of understanding. Robert sees Huey's seriousness as unnecessary rebellion, while Huey views Robert's apathy as complicity. They are both trying to protect the family, just in very different ways. Their conflict is less about power and more about differing visions for survival. Riley, the younger brother, has a different relationship with Robert. He often exploits Granddad's leniency, pushing boundaries and engaging in reckless behavior. Unlike Huey, Riley rarely challenges Robert's authority directly. Instead, he sidesteps it. Robert, for his part, sees Riley as the easier grandchild to manage, though this perception blinds him to the dangers of neglecting Riley's moral development.
All I'm saying is when Exhibit brings that car back, you gonna be bitches.
What did you call me?
No, I mean bitches. Like you gonna have so many bitches, that's what niggas is gonna call you. No disrespect. No disrespect? You just called your grandfather bitches. Yeah, but I don't mean bitches in a disrespectful way. I mean it as a general word for women. And you're gonna let him get away with that?
It's okay, just this once.
Granddad, I'm just saying, you might have to change your middle name from Jebediah to Bitches. That's all I'm trying to say. No disrespect.
Granddad Bitches Freeman. Whew, got a nice ring to it.
Despite the dysfunction, there are tender moments that highlight the family's bond. Whether it's Robert fixing breakfast, trying to plan a family outing, or simply watching TV with the boys, these scenes show a desire for unity. The warmth may be buried beneath layers of sarcasm and conflict, but it's there, and those glimpses of normalcy are crucial. They remind us that for all their flaws, the Freemans are still a family. Robert's parenting style is also a reflection of generational trauma. He likely grew up in an environment where emotional expression was discouraged, where discipline equaled love, and where survival trumped affection. These values passed down through time shape how he interacts with Huey and Riley. It's not that he doesn't care, it's that he was never taught how to show it. There's also a recurring theme of legacy. Robert often references his past, his military service, his so-called activism, his old jobs, as a way of proving his worth. He wants his grandsons to respect him not just as a guardian, but as a man. This need for validation drives many of his actions and fuels his frustration when his past achievements are met with skepticism or indifference. But legacy isn't just about the past, it's about what you leave behind. And Robert, whether he realizes it or not, is shaping Huey and Riley every day. His mistakes, his resilience, his contradictions, they all become lessons. Sometimes they serve as cautionary tales, sometimes as inspiration. In either case, his influence is undeniable. Ultimately, Robert Freeman's story is one of imperfect love. He's doing the best he can with the tools he has, even if those tools are outdated or broken, and in that effort there is dignity. Because showing up day after day despite the chaos, the conflict, and the criticism, that's what family's all about. In the end, the Freeman household doesn't operate on traditional notions of family. It's messy, loud, and often dysfunctional, but it's also full of heart. And Robert, for all his flaws, is the beating heart at its center. Robert Jebediah Freeman is far from perfect. He's stubborn, hypocritical, often embarrassing, and at times completely out of touch. And yet, it's precisely these imperfections that make him so important. In a world that often reduces older black men to caricatures or background roles, Granddad stands front and center, flawed, complex, and deeply human.
Oh, I can't believe it's you! It's Maybelline! I ain't seen you in 40 years! Oh my goodness! Oh, Oh, you don't remember me. Oh, I see. Oh, I ain't good enough for you. Now you done moved out the neighborhood, huh? Well, I bet you if I was a white bitch, you'd remember me. But I forget you. Oh, but look at you, Robert. Ooh, you look good, all wrinkled up and soft. Boy, if I ain't had this bad hip, I'd drop it like it's hot. Whoa! Oh, boy, ooh, I take off these teeth and I do some things. And, ooh, yeah.
His legacy isn't built on wisdom alone, nor on perfect parenting or community leadership. Instead, it's built on survival. Robert Freeman has lived through segregation, poverty, war, and loss. He carries those experiences in his bones. And while his way of navigating the world may not always align with today's standards, his story is a testament to endurance. He represents an entire generation of black men who had to compromise, adapt, and sometimes fall short in order to keep going. Granddad forces us to ask difficult questions about aging, respectability, and generational trauma. Can we honor our elders while still challenging their outdated beliefs? Can we separate love from disappointment? And how do we hold space for those who raised us, even when their methods were flawed? These are questions that resonate far beyond the show's animated frame.
Robert, glad you made it. Oh my God, look at their pants.
Hold your forked tongue, you crack-a-devil, you crack-a-devil. What's good, nigga? What's good? Where the hell's at? Church, nigga, church.
That's not proper English. Robert, I'm disappointed in you. I thought you belonged here. I thought you were refined.
But
I'm foreclosing on your home, and I'm reporting you to all the other new white people. Get out of my sight.
The beauty of Robert Freeman is that he doesn't have all the answers, and the show never pretends that he does. He isn't a moral compass or a wise sage. He's just a man trying to raise two kids the best way he knows how, all while figuring himself out in the process. In many ways, Robert is on a journey of self-discovery just as much as Huey and Riley. He just hides it better beneath bravado and a belt. We also need to acknowledge that Granddad, like many elders, never got the chance to heal. He lived through times that didn't allow for emotional expression, let alone therapy or vulnerability. The trauma he endured was never processed, only buried, and so it leaks out in other ways through rage, avoidance, or denial. Watching Robert is a reminder that unhealed wounds don't disappear with age, they just get quieter. Despite all his flaws, Granddad is a provider. He took in his grandsons when no one else would. He feeds them, protects them, and gives them a home. It's easy to overlook this because his parenting style is often chaotic and uninformed. But at its core, Robert's love is steadfast. He might not always say the right thing or anything at all, but his actions, however clumsy, are motivated by care. There's also a comedic genius in how the show portrays Robert. He is a source of levity, yes, but never without depth. His humor is often rooted in real emotional pain or social commentary. When we laugh at Granddad, we're also laughing at the systems and stereotypes he embodies. The Boondocks uses comedy to disarm us, to make us think deeper about who we are and where we come from. Perhaps most importantly, Robert Freeman leaves behind a legacy of dialogue. Through him, conversations about respectability, politics, generational trauma, masculinity, and cultural identity are brought to the surface. He is not a solution, he is a starting point, a reason to talk, a reason to reflect, and in that way, his impact extends far beyond the screen. So the next time you watch the Boondocks and find yourself rolling your eyes at one of Granddad's wild antics, take a moment to look a little deeper. Underneath the wigs, the get-rich-quick schemes, and the generational disconnects, there is a man who just wants to be understood, a man who has lived through more than he lets on, a man who, like so many in our own families, is doing the best he can with the tools he was given. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.
Thanks, Granddad. Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.